Strip everything down to image, word, idea. Without narrative, it means nothing. This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an analyzer. Find all my work at mjmunoz.com. Welcome to my fully operational Star Wars analysis. This is episode 62, Which Do You Choose? I'm analyzing the Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 6. Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 6 was entitled, From the Desert Comes a Stranger. It was directed by Dave Filoni. The writer is Jon Favreau with Dave Filoni as well. The composer is Joseph Shirley. The theme composer is Ludwig Göransson. And the episode originally released January... excuse me. Let me correct that right now on the record, on the fly, as we go through it. February 2nd. Thank you very much. Autocomplete. February 2nd, 2022. Which I erased my numbers, so hold on. Okay, it's all fixed now. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go into the topics for the episode because I got a couple and I want to do this fast. Getting married in a hurry, so I got to go. So, topic number one, Djarin. We are still with this guy who is not Boba Fett and who had another show with 2 seasons already. He's been promised a 3rd season, we hear, unless Kathleen Kennedy takes it away. Sorry, I can't even pretend to be mad. So, Djarin's interaction with Cobb Vanth was interesting. I like how he petitioned him. I like how he told him it was difficult for him to ask for a favor from Cobb Vanth. And I almost thought he was going to take off his mask. Or his helmet. I liked that Vanth was like, hey, Mando, with that smile of yours, you can get away with saying anything, can't you? And I almost thought he was going to slip it off because, I don't know. He slips it off once. You're going to go to those pools. You're out of redemption. You're dishonored. It's, dishonor on you and dishonor on your whole family right now because of showing your face. And it's not going to be fixed till later. So, whatever. I'm okay with the fact that they didn't do it. I just thought it was kind of interesting, and I thought he might have needed to do that. I'm going to move on. So, training. So, huge spoilers. Grogu and Luke and Ahsoka Tano are in this episode, guys. For some strange reason. You've already watched those, so you know that already. Luke training Grogu was interesting. I love that he tells him talent without training is, meaningless or whatever, when he meets him at the end of Mando 2. Again, spoilers for that. But, I don't know, his training was interesting. It was very quiet. It was very calm. I thought Luke was a little bit whinier than he should have been with his, Grogu, when he wanted him to set down the frog, and then he lifted all the frogs, and I don't understand, what was Luke doing? And Ahsoka, I believe, and it's not confirmed as far as I know from anywhere, when she was interacting with Grogu in season 2 of The Mandalorian, she seemed to be basically communicating with him either telepathically or empathically. But they were communicating. I believe Luke is communicating with Grogu in the same way. So, obviously he speaks to him, but there's more going on. And I don't know if we're supposed to see that in Luke's, algorithm, blockchain generated deepfake face or whatever. But it isn't quite working. He looked a little better, but he sounded a little worse, I think, personally. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Did Luke sound better or did he sound worse in this episode? And did he look better or worse to you from when he showed up before? But really, it was thrilling to see him. But I don't want to dwell on that because this is the Book of Boba Fett analysis, not the Luke Skywalker Training Academy analysis. So anyway, so Grogu's flashback was interesting. It felt slightly like it was pandering to nostalgia, but it also was nice because it helped me to get some context on him without them having to do dialogue. So without having to hear Grogu say, oh, this is what happened at that time and whatever, and hear a little voice for him and stuff, you just get to see the visuals and you get the picture, and it answers a lot of questions, but it still leaves more unanswered. Who took him out of the temple? Where did they put him? Where did they hide him? How long had he been there? Etc., etc. Because it's been 20 years since the fall, or 25 years since the fall of the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. So he's been hiding for about 20 or 25 years, and I think he's 50 or 54. I think he said 50. So he'd already been there, well, maybe he was there for 25 years, or maybe he was there for 25 days before the fall. I don't know. Continuing on, letting go. So Ahsoka tells Din like, she basically challenges him. She's like, hey, I make my own choices. I want you to make your own choices too, or be free to make your own choices. But I'm going to try to convince you and persuade you what choice to make. And she does persuade him to let go of Grogu, to leave him behind, to pass on the mithril, the chainmail made of the Mandalorian metal, which is very special to them, which is called Beskar. There we go. Yeah, he leaves behind the Beskar chainmail for him, and you know that gets used in the end of the episode, which I don't know if I'm actually going to talk about that. Yeah, I may not talk about that in the implications of Grogu at the end of the episode. But anyway, I thought that was very cool, very interesting. I don't know what it means about him, because I know he wanted to see Grogu, but he did decide to let go because he wanted to do what's best for the kid. That's what it said. When he walked away, and I think Ahsoka was a little bit surprised, but when he walked away, because he was doing it for Grogu because it was the best thing for him, that warmed my heart a little bit. That was pretty cool. I like that. Let's see. And then, of course, it adds a measure of of drama to the whole mix. It adds a measure of like sympathy. You feel bad for him because he's leaving behind this kid he's all attached to. And then there's that bittersweet thing where, you know, is Grogu ever going to find out? Of course he does, but then, well, now that he knows, how's that going to complicate things? So, very good structural story writing, and like I love how it opens up these possibilities and opens up for things to happen in the future just from, you know, one little scene. So that was pretty cool. The recruitment. So, man, did I already talk about him going to see Cobb Vanth? So I guess it doesn't really matter. I wonder though if he's going to go to the Tuskens maybe that he worked with before to help defeat the Krayt Dragon. By the way, I love seeing the Jawas with that Krayt Dragon head on their sandcrawler on the skull. That was so awesome. That was so cool. I don't remember if I didn't think Jawas had been involved with trying to kill the Krayt Dragon, but I just don't remember it from the beginning of Mando season 2 because I saw it, I don't know, a year ago probably. So there's that. Next thing. Oh, the bombing. I don't understand why the Pikes bombed the place. I don't understand why they bombed the Oasis or whatever it's called, the bar that the Twi'lek lady runs. I guess it's their way of starting war with Boba Fett because she was slightly aligned with him or whatever, but I don't know how, like the Hutt said, you know, bloodshed was bad for business. I guess the Pikes don't believe that. So, I don't know what to say. And, gosh, this episode just felt out of place with how much Din there was in it, with how much Mando and Din are the same person, with how much Luke and Grogu there was. Like, I made a joke about this on my TikTok before I started this recording, but I didn't make it as good as I could have. I could have accused the show of being less the Book of Boba Fett and more the Book of Pilots. And I don't mean, you know, X-Wing pilots. I mean, like, pilots for other TV shows. Because I see, like, seeding stuff for Rangers of the New Republic in this. I see them seeding stuff for the Ahsoka Tano show. I see them seeding stuff for the Luke Skywalker, you know, Jedi Academy show, or just the Luke show, or whatever it's called. And let's see. Rangers, Luke, Ahsoka. That's at least 3 other shows that they're doing pilot for in Book of Boba Fett. And if you really want to be uncharitable, you could say this is like a 2-part pilot or whatever, or preview, maybe 1.5 if you really want to be charitable, for Mandalorian Season 3. And I just don't get it. Like, I think Ahsoka showing up looking for somebody and looking for Blueface, Chiss dude, is a better way to do a pilot for a character in a show by having them cameo, showing that they have an ongoing story, and getting just a glimpse of that, and being teased and getting just like a taste so that you want more. I think that's great. And the way they did it here, I just don't know. It feels like it's all pilot, like undercover pilots for these other characters to have their spin-off shows, but I just don't, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me. I don't like it. And I gotta say, I really dislike that how little Tamara Morrison got to be Boba Fett in this episode. And we spent like 3 minutes maybe total, and that's with the Gamorrean letting Din in, and that's looking at the Power Rangers, the Mod Squad, the Mod Rangers, and you know, Fennec Shannon stuff. I don't know, man. You should have made, and this is my question. I come back to the quote, which do you choose? That was Luke to Grogu. Spoilers, of course, or you already know that. But it also applies to the show. It also applies to Cobb Vanth, because Cad Bane. Oh yeah, Cad Bane comes back. I thought he looked pretty good. I thought it was very wise that they chose to show his face as little as possible. Those Duros do not look cool. Remember the Duros in the spacesuit, walking around Tantina like in the canteen? I think in the canteen. Actually, yeah, in the canteen. I'm pretty sure that's where the Duros first appears. They don't look that cool. And in KOTOR, you see them. They look all right. I was always surprised by how menacing and nasty and kind of cool they made Cad Bane look in the Clone Wars, but Clone Wars had a totally different animation style. I almost think they made this Cad Bane look too much like the animated Clone Wars, which is highly stylized, as opposed, and by animated I do mean Dave Filoni's series, not Genny Tartakovsky's double, like 2-hour-long collected mini-series of the Clone Wars. So I'm talking about the Clone Wars. Star Wars The Clone Wars, actually, is what it's called officially. Anyway, I'm not talking about that. I think he looks too much like that Cad Bane from there. And not enough like what a Duros would have looked like with all that his gear. So, I don't know. But the feel for it was cool. I think they had, was it Corey Burton? I think they had him dial back his voice a little too much. Like, I wanted it to be a little more cartoony. But probably for people who haven't seen the cartoon, it'd be too cartoony. So I can understand why they did that. And you just got a bonus topic on Cad Bane for me there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, just all felt kind of out of place. But yeah, closing up. Which do you choose, Disney, Lucasfilm? Which do you choose, Jon Favreau? Which do you choose, Dave Filoni? Are you going to make the show The Book of Boba Fett or not? Couldn't you have made The Book of Boba Fett 5 episodes long, maybe 6 if you split things up a little bit, differently. 5 or 6 episodes long instead. Make either episode or chapter 5, the first episode of Mandalorian, and take parts of it and make them Mando 6, or combine them together and make them like a movie or a special or something of Mando, maybe a 90-minute episode as the first one, and then go into the rest of the Mandalorian season, and then you could do a one-off little special thing with Luke, or you can do the first 2 episodes, you can do chapter 5 and 6 and remove the Book of Boba Fett parts, make them the beginning of Mando, seed the Ahsoka and Luke shows in that, and then have them spin off of Mando proper, just like Boba Fett spun off of Mando. I don't know, man. I don't like it. What do you think, though? Did you think this was... what's my question? Yeah, should Book of Boba Fett have been 5 episodes long, and the rest of it would be this other stuff with Din and Luke and Ahsoka? I want to know. So go ahead and tell me. Drop a comment, please. Check out mjmooners.com for all my stuff. I've got the author, artist, and analyzer menus up top. They're fully updated now, so you can see everything I've written, everything I've analyzed, and all my artwork up there. Check it out. Let me know what you think. I am working on other projects always. Going to be working on more independent writing stuff, but I don't want to bore you with that stuff. Stay around for a couple more seconds to check out the bloopers from when I tried starting, or not when I tried starting, when I started and failed to start the episode properly, so I had to redo it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to seeing Chapter 7 of the Book of Boba Fett actually be 100% about the Book of Boba Fett. That'll be really, really nice. That's what I think. Anyway, until next time, folks, take care. This is MJ. I leave you with peace and blessings, and yeah, I'm signing out of here. This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an analyzer. Welcome to my fully operational and now... Wow. I'm going to keep that for the blooper reel at the end. So, listen all the way to the end, folks, and you'll get to hear that majesty. It is called FOOLY, fully operational, for a purpose. And a 3, and a 2, and a 1, let's go.